So welcome then to Lydden Hill, then round 3 of this MotoGB British Supermoto Championship. Well, Supermotard is all about going into the corners sideways. It's called backing in. Long-serving Supermotard rider Adi Smith will explain exactly what we're talking about.
The backing in is basically done on changing down the gears and letting the clutch out slowly so that the engine braking lets the back wheel start to slide round to the side. So you're going down a couple of gears as you lean the bike into the corner, and what you need to do is lean the bike onto the part of the tyre that isn't gripping so well. If you try and keep it on the fat part of the tyre with the bike bolt upright, it won't back in. So you've got to try and lean the bike over, go down 2 gears and feather the clutch, and letting the clutch out really slow and introducing resistance on the back tyre, and that's what backing in is.
43, well, that's Scott Woodacre, currently lies second in the MRO Challenge with 66 points. But the man that leads the SM3 series is on that 94 bike, Raoul Spangenberg.
My name is Raoul Spangenberg. I'm 29 years old. I'm from Namibia in Africa. I've been living racing over here for the last 4 years. This season I'm riding the KXF 250. First time really that we've ridden a Japanese bike in the Supermoto series.
So what is the difference between a supermoto bike and a motocross bike?
The bikes are slightly different. Obviously you got the slick wheels, the smaller wheels, and then obviously much bigger front brakes. The gearing is obviously much lower than it is on a motocross bike, and the suspension is much stiffer. But I think it's affordable just to take a motocross bike, and with spending about £1,000 you can turn it into a competitive supermoto bike.
So Raoul Spangenberg on that 250 Kawasaki leads the SM3 class, which of course is the 250cc machine bikes. They're mixed in with the MRO Challenge machines. They're mostly 450cc machines, bit of a cross between the Aprilias, KTMs, Kawasaki's, Suzuki's and Hondas. Husqvarna's out there as well. But it's the 43 machine of Scott Woodacre, who you'll remember did so well at round 2 here at Lydden. He's out front, he's being pursued by 75. That's Kevin Ridley on the 450 KTM. Remember, Ridley leads the MRO Challenge, 90 points, and Woodacre down in second with just 66. And Ridley's gone through into the lead. Looking back behind those two, looks like 52 Lee Cunliffe. Well, he is the leader of the SM3 class in this race at the moment, although not the leader in the championship. But, however, we've got a good scrap on here. There is that 94 machine of Raoul Spangenberg, SM3 class leader. So 83 points. The others have got to do a lot to catch up with him. 75 has it at the moment. Kevin Ridley. There is that 52 machine we spoke of earlier, Lee Cunliffe. SM3, remember, 250 KTM. He's staying well with these big bikes. Remember, he's trying to catch 2 450 machines, one an Aprilia and one a KTM. And there is the Aprilia, oh, straight round the inside of him. Wiped his nose cleanly there going into that finishing chicane. Remember, at round 2 we had some tremendous crashes there. Everybody thankfully got up and walked away. But there he is now, 43, Scott Woodacre. Takes the checkered flag here in the first of the 2 SM3 and Challenge finals. So, back on the grid again for the second race. Can Woodacre make it 2 in a row? Can the man beside him on that 75 machine do anything about that? We'll have to wait and see. Kevin Ridley, remember, and it is Kevin Ridley that's got the lead as they go down onto the off-road section for the first time. It's Woodacre there in second place on the Aprilia. So Aprilia at the moment going tremendously well in this MRO Challenge class, as well as leading the big MotoGB class. Along with, of course, Sam Warren, who rides the 550cc Aprilia. So they're all coming through nice and easily. 111 there. That's Carl Abram on a 450 Kawasaki 111. Looks to me like he's got Spangenberg there behind him, number 94. Yes, indeed he has. So, and remember, that's a 250 up against the bigger bikes. So that's pretty good going. 250 giving away 200cc there. Whoa, it's all getting a little bit tight and technical. Oh, and down goes the 75 machine. Well, Kevin Ridley got it all wrong there. Got himself caught well and truly. Got high-sided and down he went. But this is a great scrap here. Number 72 in with this one. Colin Spink, SM3 Suzuki. He's currently running second in the class in this race with Raoul Spangenberg there behind him on the 94 Kawasaki. However, This could well be the scrap out front. Yes, indeed it is. Scott Woodacre still there. That's, oh, ho, ho. Where are you going, sir? Well, a little bit of water on that off-road section, and Lee Cunliffe, leader of the SM3 class in this race at the moment, goes down, but I think he'll still finish there, which is pretty well. Lee Cunliffe, yes indeed, was still there. Colin Spink and Roel Spangenberg, and then Scott Woodacre, Paul Rhodes and Kevin Ridley. Remember he had that big crash? He got up and walked away from that as well, unhurt, thankfully. There you are. So Colin Spink leads that SM3 class. Kevin Ridley leads the MRO class. Roel Spangenberg moves up to second. Lee Cunliffe drops now down to third. So here we go. These are the bigger boys on the grid. Number 71 there. That was Thierry Godefroy, the German. This is the MotoGB class, the first of the finals, and it's 71 that leads them through. Looks like number 4, Joachim Jasinski on the Husqvarna in second place. Number 22 in there as well, George Clements. Look out for, and as I speak, the number 90 machine, Michael Zammit, the Frenchman. There he is. So it's truly an international field here. We've got Germans, we've got French riders, all coming from all over the place. Shame Danny Muller couldn't make it across to racing it this year. You remember Danny Muller from about 2 years ago from the Winter Series? Oh, and down goes Godefroy. Well, you saw him hesitate. I think the front end started to go and he wasn't quite sure what to do with it. So he did. He dumped it on the floor. Well, he's got it started again. These Supermoto bikes pretty well protected as far as damage is concerned. They've got those big hand grips. Watch that front wheel. As he comes into the corner, she starts to go. There it is. He gets the back out, and then the front wheel tucks in. Down he goes. Nowhere to go. Well, experienced road racer would have probably just put his knee down and lifted it back up again. But that boy's an ex-motocrosser. 66. He's in there as well, charging for all his worth. That's Jay Matthews. But there is number 4, Joachim Jasinski. Now with the 66 machine there, Jay Matthews, and the rest come through as well. That looks like 17. That would be Ricky Higgs, and Higgs is in second place, chasing down Jasinski, who's in the lead. Well, he should come round to take the win quite easily. There he is. We caught up with Joachim a little earlier, and we asked him to tell us all about himself.
Hello, I'm Joachim Jasinski from Germany, and I start for 4 years with Supermoto before I ride motocross professional, and it's fun here. The first round, it was on the same date than the Austrian Championship. Normally I ride for Zupin in Germany and in Austria, and in England we help the dealer Paul from Motor Supplies, and the only date on the Austrian Championship and the first round was on the same date, but the rest of this years I won't do.
Well, there he is, Joachim Jasinski on that number 4 machine, and this is race 2. So who's going to get the all-important start? Looks like 71, Thierry Godefroy's got another good one. Oh, they're all falling over each other. We've got a mobile roadblock there at the moment. Yeah, whoever it was. I think 17, it's Ricky Higgs. Higgsy. Well, how about that? Ricky Higgs falling off at the start, but it is Godefroy that leads. 90, that's Michael Zammit. So we've got German, and French, 1, 2 and 3 at the moment. Ricky Higgs is going to try and pick that back up and get back through again. There he is. He's got looks like the number 9 machine of Justin Carter just in front of him. All 450cc machines, remember. This is the SM2 class, which means all 450 machines. Oh, and down goes Jasinski. Well, that off-road section catching out some of our riders. Bit of fresh water being put down there to cut down the dust as Michael Zammit comes through. There's the 71 machine of Thierry Godefroy. That's a Kawasaki, of course. And he looks to be, well, going past, it would appear, number 25. I'm going to put him down probably as a bit of a back marker because I think he's about to go down a lap. Yeah, 71 it is. Godefroy out front. Now, who's going to be there in second place? Looks like Jasinski there second, yes. Is that Zammit behind him? Yes, indeed it is. The number 90 machine, the Frenchman Michael Zammit. But there is Godefroy onto that very, very slippery. Oh, and I said slippery, and I meant it. Well, this could change things. Number 7 goes through, past him Lee Rudd. Now, he's got back on the track, but Jasinski's found his way past. So, the top riders all slipping and sliding here. This off-road section, very, very slippery here today with that fresh water to keep the dust down. Looks over his shoulder. So those tyres have a lot of muck on them as they go in, and they slide into that left-hander at the bottom and go up the old hairy hill. Here they come, it should be Jasinski coming through to take the checkered flag. Yes, it does. So, Thierry Godefroy won't be happy about that. Jasinski, Ricky Higgs, Godefroy finished in 3rd. Zammit in 4th. James, Addy and George Clements here rounding out the top 6. There he is, Joachim Jasinski. He's the man. Ricky Hidds leads the championship with Jasinski now second. Addy there in third. Zammit, Hodgson and Godfroyd rounding out the top 6. So here we go, SM1, this is the first of the championship races. The big boys are in this. Number 11, Sam Warren, who leads the championship, and he's in the lead at the moment, leaving for the rest of them to fall over each other, which is what they normally do on the off-road section. You can see those clouds of dust coming up. That's why they've put some water down, but in doing so, it's made the track very, very slippery. But Sam Warren doesn't seem to be at all fazed by that. He's out front. That could be, I'm looking for A.D. Smith, number 5. I think he's just gone through. Just spotted Michael Zammit on the bigger bike, the 525 Honda, but there is Sam Warren on the 550 Aprilia. So staying away from the World Supermoto Championship for this weekend to stay here at home and do this GB British Supermoto Championship. And of course Sam leading after the first and second rounds, so deciding it'll be a little bit more beneficial to stay at home and maybe earn a few pennies. Number 6 in that group as well, that's Dean Hillier on the Honda. Whoa, and down we goes in a cloud of dust. Any relation to JR, I wonder? I gets clolloped by number 50. Well, thank you very much. And we got another problem, 88's on fire. Nick Carter, get the fire extinguishers on that boy. Here comes Sam Warren. He doesn't care, he's way out in front. He can actually push it home. He takes the win in race 1. So let's move on now to race 2. MotoGP SM1 class. These are the big boys. 550. Well, almost its any capacity. You could go out there on a 1000cc bike. Might be a bit heavy, mind you, for Supermoto, but there's no rules to say that you can't do it. 550cc Aprilia, it leads that in the shape of number 11, Sam Warren. The series leader, unbeaten so far. Looks like he's got 61 Andy Mitchell there behind him. I can hear a lot of scraping going on. 55 also in that group as well, Greg Kinsella, the Irishman who had such a good run in round 2, but at the moment Warren is out front, and this is the gap between first and second. It looks like it is A.D. Smith, no surprise. A.D. will be getting that bike onto that side piece of the tyre. You get that sliding sideways around the corner, or backing in as it's called. He didn't mention the use of a slipper clutch. One of these top machines, oh, and down goes Warren. Well, that's surprising. You don't see Sam making mistakes, but he does have time to pick it up. There's A.D. Smith. 51 goes through. He's about to be lapped. Tony Perfect. Well, not such a perfect race for him, I have to say. But A.D. Smith, now the Enduro boy, finding this off-road section a little more to his liking. He spent many years ploughing around in the Welsh forests, up to his knees in deep mud on a bike. So this kind of stuff's no problem for him. But Sam Warren, back on the tarmac on that Aprilia, factory Aprilia, takes the checkered flag in the second SM1 race of the day. Warren then, 50 points, perfect score. Smith, Carl Shield, Mitchell, Alan Smith and Tristan Overden there on the KTM 550. There he is in the middle, 80 to his left. He can smile, so he should. Sam Ryan, 140 points, is running away with this from A.D. Smith and Christian Iden Farmer, Greg Kinsella and Michael Zammit on the bigger bike down there in 6. Time for a quick break. We'll be back with a super final in just a minute. So welcome back here to Lydden for this third round of the MotoGB British Supermoto Championship. Ho, ho, ho! We've had some great racing so far. We should be in for some even more. Sam Warren, of course, the leader of the series. A mixture of machines here, the 650s, the 550s, the 450s. We've even got a 250 in there as well in the shape of Colin Spink. And the 250s have just been sent off the line. Those are the SM3 riders, of course the SM3 being the smaller class. Now the bigger boys have to wait and play catch-up. Here they go, number 4, he's in there as well. That's Joachim Jasinski. Remember we met him earlier. He introduced himself, the German. Thierry Godfroyd on the number 17 bike should be out there as well somewhere, I would have thought, but I don't actually see him at the moment. But there's the 72 machine, wibbly wobbly going through. That's Colin Spink. So that is the first man from the SM3 class. It won't be long before he's swamped by a load of snarling 450s, 550s and 660s. Here comes the first one, 550, number 11. That's, of course, Sam Warren. There's that 61 bike in there. That's Andy Mitchell, good old Andy Mitchell on the Husaberg. And another long-term veteran campaigner of Supermoto. Well, that was an unusual style from Colin Spink. Road race style, knee out. Sorry, mate, that's not how you ride Supermoto. Oh, well, everybody to their own style, that's what they say. Here comes the man that does know how to ride it, and that's Samuel Warren, number 11, being chased by the whole field at the moment. Well, he must feel like the fox being caught or chased by the hounds. Number 22 also in there. That's George Clements. So 11, Sam Warren on that factory Aprilia 550cc. Same bike that Christian Lydden rides in the World Supermoto Championship. Christian, of course, now second in the championship after finishing second in the last round of the World Championship. Second on the podium, that is. Had 2/3 and now a second. Can only be the one on the top. There's the man on the 250, Colin Spink. Looking out for the 44 bike of Carl Shields. He's out there somewhere also, hopefully. 61, Andy Mitchell. Keep an eye out for 55, Greg Kinsella. He's around there also, trying to close in on this man. All that bike snaking around, he gets the footrests. See all those sparks coming off the side? Well, it is the footrest as they lay these bikes over. Back wheel out as he gingerly tucks it in there and pulls it back round again. Looking for A.D. Smith at the moment. A.D. is, well, talk of the bevel, and there he is. Right on cue. A.D. Smith right behind the race leader. And that looks like Jasinski. Yes, it is. So the top three, Samuel Warren, A.D. Smith, Joachim Jasinski. Those are your three fighting for this. That is Andy Mitchell back there in fourth. I recognise that lanky features anywhere. There he is. Well, if any mistakes are made by the three in front, Andy Mitchell's going to be straight through. And remember, we've seen all three of these guys make mistakes, especially on this off-road section. A bit of water's gone down to keep the dust down, so it makes it very slippy. Remember, these are virtually slick tyres these boys are riding on. Good for that stuff, not so good for the other stuff. 22, well, that's the man we spoke of earlier. George Clements, the 450 Honda. Having a reasonable little race at the moment, George. And there is the little 250, 72, Colin Spink. And that's the SM Super Final, the 550 Aprilia of Sam Warren, of course. Gradually reeling in the little 250. I have to say, he's doing remarkably well, and he decided he's going to move over and let the bigger bikes through. Probably a wise choice, because those other lads don't take prisoners. You're on a 250, they're just going to run over you, given half the chance. Sam Warren gets through cleanly on this off-road section. One of two. You've got this large section at this end of the circuit. They've got the little section down by that little left-right flip-flop chicane, which is off-road, as they go up the old hairy hill. Back wheel out as he straightens it up again. Here he comes up towards, and there's no change in the top three. A.D. Smith still there in second. Jasinski still there in third. Any mistake by the two in front, and Jasinski's going to snap at the heels and go straight past. Tyres are getting pretty well caked up with mud now in those two off-road sections, so that'll make it even more slippery around the tarmac for these guys. Hard on the brakes as he gets the back end out and drops it. First right, then left, then right again. Here's the race leader. Oh, it's very, very close between these three guys. We have got the best of the best here at the moment. It'll be nice to see Christian Lydden back. Hopefully he'll be doing the Scottish round, which is going to be round 4 up there in Edinburgh in July. So we'll be having action from that here, of course, on the programme for you. And Christian Lydden, I believe, will be contesting that round up there in Scotland. So that's going to be interesting. Christian, of course, now number 2 in the world. His teammate Sam Warren at the moment, a bit of a runaway leader now in the S1 class, and of course in this super final class. A.D. Smith on the 5 bike, the KTM, veteran campaigner of Supermotos. Been with KTM quite a few years. He's supported by KTM UK and former top enduro rider, British enduro champion, but he's taken to this supermotard like a duck to water. He's been around it now for the best part of 5 or 6 years, so he does know his way around these bikes. So winds up the power, and as the battle go on for the remaining places, that looks like John Hilton, 33, indeed it is. Hilton with the number 9 machine directly in front of him, that's Justin Carter. And looks like the 22 machine, or well, that would be George Clements tucked up behind those two. Yes, indeed, that's Carter, said so on his leathers. Unless he's borrowed them from somebody else. Well, he's got the back going in nicely. That's the back marker. Well, 72 that is. That's Colin Spink on the 250. He's being lapped now by all the bigger boys, and you can see his, I think he may well have parked that one up, so he may well be out of this. They're all queuing up here. Number 6 in amongst that group. That's Dean Hillier. Oh. Well, Someone got taken by surprise, I think, there. So that off-road section catching a few of our guys up, but not this man, number 11. Sam Warren, well, he's already pulled a clear gap over second and third. It's still A.D. Smith and Jasinski that hold those two positions. They go through the flip-flop chicane here at the finish. 61 still in there. Andy Mitchell, Greg Kinsella somewhere behind him on the 55 bike, not sure where. But Andy having a good ride here in this third round. 91, Chris Hodgson, top SM2 ride at the moment, followed by 99, Nigel Scott. So the quickest boys out of the SM1, SM2 and of course SM3. Colin Spink has indeed now retired. So he was the quickest rider from SM3 and he's gone out of this. Warren now in amongst the back markers. Well, a chance here now for A.D. Smith to get through, but I can tell you something now. Sam Warren won't take any prisoners. He'll barge his way through if necessary. This boy has taken to supermoto racing as if it's his birthright. Here he comes, number 11. Passes number 6. There's A.D. Smith. Where's third place man? There's A.D. Smith. There is the third place man behind him. So a whole heap of KTMs amongst those back markers. But it's still the same as it was before. 11 leads, 5 second and 4 in third. There is the race leader. There are those back markers. Number 6 leading that group round Dean Hillier at the moment. Look, there's one would say a plethora of back markers. In the way of these guys at the front, probably they're saying there's a plague of them at the moment because they're all over the place. That's the battle for second place. And Jasinski right on the back wheel of the number 5 machine of A.D. Smith. Warren doesn't care. Sam Warren on the 11 bike. He's got a clear advantage over those two now, having to pick their way through those slower riders. And there's A.D. Smith and there is Jasinski. See, we've got loads of them there. 25 just about realises he's about to get knocked off his bike and moves over. Good move, sir, I think. So they come down the hill again. There's the number 11 bike. It's the checkered flag again then for Sam Warren. Who's going to get second? Is it going to be A.D. Smith? Yes, it is. He looks over his shoulder and Jasinski, well, the back marker getting Dean Hillier being told to move out of the way, but it doesn't matter. Warren leads it. Smith, Jasinski, Mitchell, Kinsella and Chris Hodgson. Top SM2 rider then, finishing in 6th position. So A.D. Smith finishing second with Sam Warren there in first and Jasinski, of course, in third.
I've had a really good weekend. I've won every race, so I'm pretty happy with that. That puts me firmly in the lead in the S1 and the super final categories. So if I do well in the next couple of rounds, then hopefully I should be on for the championship.
Well, there is the standings. Sam Warren 75 points from A.D. Smith, Greg Kinsella, Chris Hodgson, James Addy, Andy Mitchell. Well, the next round goes to Edinburgh in Scotland on the 16th of July. Hopefully, we'll see you there.